We have just done the Quartet at
Hmm.
here Calgary. So tell me, what was it like? Tell me what your experience assisting me on that show. I was directing it. You were my assistant director, and you
Yeah.
were wonderful. But what was your experience of that, and what are your observations of directing in general at this point?
Well, I feel like assistant directing is harder than people make it out to be because assisting is a tricky position because you have to kind of know everything that's going on, but you have to find the moments to like have your voice heard or know when to speak or know when to like, oh, did you notice that? Like it's knowing your place in the whole puzzle of the show, but also paying attention to every single detail and sometimes being like the middle person between the director and the cast for them to come to you. And it was nice to be fully on just the creative side and focusing on that. Um, and there were certain things I noticed in my note taking that I was like, oh, me and Tom take the same notes. So that's like comforting knowing that I'm finding the same things as the director. And I think it was reaffirming in that I do want to direct more down the line. And we were very lucky with the cast that we had. And I know some people sometimes when you assist, like some people I know haven't had the greatest experience with cast members because maybe they look down on you a little bit as an assistant, and I didn't have that at all. Um, and having you as like my leader and mentor in this was like the most perfect way to start. And I think we found a lot of special things in a show that generally doesn't have a lot of special things, or we found hidden things in there that weren't always showcased. So I think it was a great first experience, and I'm excited to direct more and learn from different directors and ultimately direct my own show, hopefully in 5 years. So that's kind of my 5 year plan. But does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. Actually, towards
Yeah.
that, uh, more about that. So you are a wonderful performer, which is how I
Mhm.
met you when we were at school. And your plans are to move more into directing. Beyond
Yeah.
that, where do you want to go?
Well, I still want to perform because I love it, but I want to direct more down the line and just kind of do as much as I can within the industry. And I think my ultimate plan, I would love to be an artistic director of a theater company, and for many different reasons. There were certain people I looked up to that were so great to emerging artists, and there were some that maybe weren't. And so I know exactly who I would want to be in my community if I were in Winnipeg or wherever I go. And also from like a life perspective, I want to settle down and have a family. And so if I have a salary position, it's a lot more comforting than doing the whole grind and everything. And I love the business side of things. I want to direct. I want to come up with seasons. I want to hire different artists and take chances on people and new works and find my footing as a creative. And so I don't know. I want to do as many things as I can in my career, but I think that would be kind of like one of my end goals.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. We talked a little bit in one of our many talks about being a queer artist in the business,
Yeah.
like, and how that lands. What are you finding for yourself? What are your observations of that, or what are you taking into the business with that?
Um, well, I think, and this was like a big reason why I wanted to be mentored by you, is because I've always known you as you're openly yourself as a gay man, and but you played so many different, like a wide variety of parts, and which I feel like sometimes can be tricky because sometimes you find if you bring your queer side to your artistry, like, are you going to be pigeonholed? And I
Right.
feel like with the whole pandemic, we've had a little bit of a shift where I'm not as worried about that anymore. Like, I think in college, it used to be like, okay, great, you're gay. That's awesome. Be comfortable being yourself, but also be able to play straight. And I think that's like, I understand where they're coming from, but I think it can be the wrong way of going about it. And I think through our conversations, the advice you got from Ryerson, which was one of your teachers, was always find the heel in everything you do. Or like we've talked about the power of femininity in masculinity and
Right.
like different things like that. And so I think um, I don't know what it means to be a queer artist quite yet. I don't think it's anything that holds me back. I think if anything, it's I have even more views on things
Right.
and more to pull from. And but I do want to do some more work where maybe I get to play a character of my own sexuality. I've only gotten to experience that twice. And to direct shows with queer characters and um, yeah, just explore everything. But I think it is important to see yourself represented on stage and not just by the actor, but by the characters.